Hello everyone and welcome back to another Helm to Tower video. The Eventide event in Wayfinder has been in full swing for a couple days now, so I want to just run through it, give you guys a quick guide on how everything works so you might have a better understanding of what you need to do to get your hands on some of the new rewards and things that are going to be part of this event. It's going to be running till January 12th, so you still have a pretty decent amount of time from this video to go run things. I also, at the end of this video, I'm just going to give some general thoughts, as this is the first ever kind of seasonal event Wayfinder has done. Just wanted to give some of my feedback to the devs and things like that and just what I thought about it overall. But for now, let's get into the guide. First off, what you're going to want to do is you can just follow the main quest. You'll speak to Lord Haller in Skylight. He will kind of give you some like simple quests to just walk around and go talk to some of the NPCs in Skylight. After doing that a couple times, you will then get a main quest to go and find Plunder-full lures out in the Highlands. To find these, you're just going to look for these kind of blue crystals. They look like any kind of spectra rock or similar to them. You're just going to see these big glowing crystals. You smash them, they will give you a Plunder-full lure. I don't know super specific parts, but I found them to be pretty plentiful if you're just running around the Highlands to find them. I would recommend at least getting 3 of them for when you now need to go take on the Plunder-full. To fight the Plunder-full, you can just look on your map. There's a little icon, looks kind of like a Santa goblin on your map. You can just go to that area. You'll see 3 little spots. When they are lit up, you can place a Plunder-full lure. This was bugged at first, but they have now patched that, so don't have to worry about it anymore. You just have to put 3 of these down, or if you have other people around you to collectively can just put in 3. That will summon Plunder-full, and then you can just beat the crap out of them. You can, if you have a decent amount of crowd, you can see here I have a bunch of people with me. You can take this guy down pretty easily. He's going to drop a bunch of stuff. The main thing you want to look out for is the contraband items, because you're going to need that for the next step. Once you have a decent amount of those, you can take them to an echo matrix and make a veil shard fragment. This is going to allow you to go into the Eventide expeditions, which are where a bulk of what you'll be doing for this event is going to be going down. This is pretty much just like a similar base to any Lost Zone in the game. It's actually it's more of a condensed version of kind of the wintry ice zones we've had in the game. There is unique seasonal like random events you can find. Like you'll find presents hidden throughout the area and you can take it to this big Christmas tree and that'll give you rewards and stuff like that. There's also the Plunder-full themselves can show up, and the when fighting the Plunder-full in the Highlands, it will drop other materials that you can then give to the Plunder-full in this activity, and he will give you different rewards as well. One of the main ones being Revel Rubies. Revel Rubies is the event currency you're going to need if you want to go back to the main vendor near that Eventide portal that you just went into for the expedition. She will have a bunch of the unique cosmetic rewards for the event. These are a bunch of different little things. Some of my favorite ones are the snow globe that you can put down in your house, and when you activate the snow globe in your house, it actually makes it snow in your house. It's a fun little thing. I also really like this emote where you're making a snow angel. You can do some very silly things with it wherever you're laying down on the ground. It looks very silly. It's a really good emote that you can just get for free by just grinding out some of these Revel Rupees by doing this event and buying from the vendor. So it's pretty cool. But yeah, that's going to be the main thing, is doing those expeditions. Once you get to the end of that, you will fight a boss who will give you unique echoes from that boss that are special for the event, and they will kind of give you bonuses while wearing one of those or equipping one of those while you're doing event stuff. So I think that was pretty cool that they kind of tie into the event itself, those echoes. And then you're going to also get a drop of the Eventide vessels. These will be used for the next step of the quest, which will let you go and take on a boss hunt that has also been added to this event. The Winter Queen boss is sort of, I would say, a remix of the other big spider boss that's in the game. Basically, during parts of the fight, the Winter Queen will get this big ice kind of armor shielding over her. She's invulnerable during this, but she will also spawn a bunch of these ice snowballs on the ground that you can kind of smack them into her, and they'll explode and kind of break her guard meter. You can actually hit them away from her and kind of make them larger and kind of roll them around on the ground. And the larger they are, the more damage they'll do to that resilience meter. So just kind of look out for that and expect those around, break her meter, and then you can damage her and just kind of rinse and repeat that to take her down. It's not a super challenging boss, but it is a cool little fight. Doing that will also get you Revel Rubies as well as her unique echoes and some different unique accessories that are part of the event as well that will only drop from her. She will also give you a unique modifier that you can use during the event, which you'll need to use to get to the higher sphere levels of the expedition and this Winterqueat fight. You can only use this one in specifically in this event activities that you can then use to get the higher spheres, and of course the higher sphere difficulty you're on will give you better payouts of the rebel rubies and some of the other rewards and stuff. So that's like a nice little loop there, and that's kind of the main kind of loop you'll do for this event. Is you'll go to the Plunder-full, get all of the get the contraband from defeating him, use that to craft the material you need to get into the expeditions, run the expeditions, do little events inside it, get rebel rubies, get all that stuff, defeat the boss, get a vessel, and then you'll use the vessel to craft a winter shard fragment, which lets you go and fight the Winter Queen. You can just pretty much repeat those, getting rebel rubies, buy up whatever of the little materials or cosmetics and things you want from the rewards as you see fit. There's a bunch of different housing things. Again, the emotes I mentioned. There's little hats you can get for each of the Wayfinders that are all like Christmassy, have little antlers. They're cute. So that's all the stuff there is. I think overall it's like a pretty straightforward event. You know, again, you can just kind of follow that main quest and it kind of goes over what I'm saying here. But if you need a little bit more explanation, I'm happy to give it here in the video. But that's largely it though. That's all you really need to know, is that's kind of your main loop you're going to be doing. So general thoughts here at the end of the video. I like the event overall. Like I said, I think it is relatively straightforward. I do like a lot of the cosmetic rewards you can get from this. I think for their first go at a proper seasonal event, it's not bad. It's pretty well done. I like the kind of simple loop. It's not like super demanding in terms of like difficulty or anything like that. I don't really think that's where they should prioritize doing super hard difficult content by any means, of course. I think that's better spent on the other stuff that's coming later to the game. So this was just like a fun little, extra little thing on top of all the other stuff I mentioned in a previous video that came with the 0.2 update with like new weapons and awakening characters and all that stuff. So that stuff, this little kind of icing on the top of an event was a fun little add. It didn't really need to be any more thing, and it didn't really need to be any less. I think it's just sort of fine little addition. And, again, it's going until January 12th, so there's plenty of time to do all this stuff. I like it. I kind of like how they've also positioned these kind of events to be good ways to grind certain kinds of like, slightly more harder to come by or like very overused. Overused wouldn't be the right word, but just, very commonly used materials like the gloomstone shards and the memory fragments and imbuements. All three of those are relatively more fruitful from this winter event, just like it was, I think, a couple months ago when they did that Call of the Void kind of more limited, smaller event as well. Good way to grind out these kind of things if you're kind of looking to have a lot more of those to use. I think that's just like a nice way to approach the events, as having a little extra ways to kind of grind out these specific things, because there isn't as many of those in the core game, and it gives like a little bit more reason to like keep running this even once I have gone and done the events, gotten all the event rewards I want, the cosmetics and stuff. It's just a nice little add there if I want to keep running this. So overall, I think it's a solid little icing on the top again of all the new stuff that came with 0.2, and I've been having fun. But I am curious what other people think of this winter event, so feel free to leave comments below about what you think of the winter event that's been going on. I thought it was fun, but maybe people have other different qualms or other ideas, or maybe you liked it too. Just feel free to let me know in the comments below. But that's largely going to do it for this video, going over the Eventide event and my thoughts. Just to give you like a general channel update here, this will probably be my last Wayfinder video of 2023. Going to take this time as a little winter break myself, just like the devs are, and just like a lot of people are here in the States, because Christmas and New Year's is coming. So just going to take a little nice break. There will be one more episode of the Helm to Tower podcast where we talk about Destiny 2 and stuff. Might not be interested in that, that's fine. But that's going to be here on the channel again in the coming days as well. And then I will be back in the new year, probably with another Wayfinder video. I think that video will be more of a kind of what I want to see coming from the game in 2024, kind of general thoughts coming out of 0.2. Now I've had a little bit more time to play with the new weapons and like Senja rework and some of the stuff I didn't go over in that initial video. I've now had some time to play with that and have some thoughts. But I'll talk about that in the next video. That'll probably be early, mid-January when I come back with another video. So until then, thanks guys for watching and hanging out here on Helm to Tower. It's been a transformative year for the channel for sure, shifting over and doing content for this game, and looking forward to doing more stuff with Wayfinder and maybe some other games too here on the channel in 2024. So thanks again guys, and I'll see you next time.